Kings Island has officially announced their opening date and has released their official restrictions of what they'll be doing when they open. Hey guys, Kings Island Fanboy here. Kings Island has officially announced their opening date and the restrictions of what they'll be doing. Today I will be going over all the restrictions, the opening dates, and I will be giving my thoughts on the restrictions and how I think they should change them or how they're doing a good job with them. So first off, let's go over Kings Island's opening date. They will be opening just to pass holders July 2nd to July 11th. So ticket holders will not be able to get in, just pass holders. Beginning on July 12th to the end of the year, ticket holders and pass holders will be allowed to enter the park. Now, if you are part of the Orion First Rider event, Kings Island should have sent out an email to you. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure you check your email for it. But they have sent out an email saying that the Orion First Rider event has been rescheduled to July 1st, the day right before they open. So let's go over the safety protocols / restrictions that they have set in place. A new online reservation system. Each guest is required to have a reservation prior to their visit to enable capacity management. A requirement to complete a pre-visit health screening declaration 24 hours prior to admission. A touchless temperature screening prior to entering the facility for both guests and associates. Requirements for all guests, associates, and vendors to wear masks as directed by the protocols. Social distancing markers throughout the parks, including rides and queue lines. Limited guest / associate contact. Enhanced cleaning procedures, including additional deep cleaning and sanitization of restrooms, dining facilities, and other busy areas. Additional hand sanitizing stations, and capacity management throughout the park. So let's go over each one of these one by one and break them down. So starting off with the new online reservation system, we saw Six Flags announce this very early on during the coronavirus outbreak. So they announced this very early on. So Cedar Fair has decided to adapt it to their parks, and Kings Island has it now. Personally, I have a few questions about it. First question is, as you know, I am part of the Coaster Trio, which is just two of my other friends. We're just coaster enthusiasts, so we go around, we ride roller coasters together, and you can check out, we have our own channel, we do showcasts and stuff. But my main question is, can I schedule a reservation for 3 people, for the 3 of us, me, Lackaboo, and Coaster Fanboy? Can I schedule a reservation for the 3 of us? Or can I not do that because we're not part of a family? So they have to make their own reservations. So I'm confused about that. Can I make reservations for other people? Do I have to have their gold pass or ticket to make a reservation for them? I'm confused about that. I wonder, is there a limit to the reservations? So is there a limit to how many people you can have in a reservation? Let's say someone has let's say the limit's 5. What if someone has a family of 6? Someone's going to have to make an extra reservation to go. So I'm kind of confused about that. Is there a time that you can enter the park, and is there a time that you have to leave? Or is it just whoever gets the first reservations get to go? Those are just my 3 main questions about this. But other than that, everything else seems pretty clear about the reservation system. However, I have looked on the website. I have not seen anything about it yet. So I'm pretty sure they're still working on setting it up, and they'll probably release it closer to park opening. Next on the list is the pre-visit health screening. Now, when I announced the opening and posted the restrictions on my Discord server. The main person that had a question about this was PyroCat. He's one of my friends. He's actually Lakaboo's brother. He is my friend though. He said what he said kind of confused me, but he thought the pre-visit health screening was you have to drive to the park, have them say yes, you don't have anything, you're not sick, and drive home, then just come back the next day and be able to enter the park. I don't think that's how it's gonna work. My assumption of how that is gonna work is they'll have a thing on their website or the app where you can fill out a survey thing saying just, hey, I have not had any symptoms of coronavirus or a flu or the cold or any sickness in the past 2 weeks. Let's say that. We'll say I haven't had any symptoms of anything in the past 2 weeks. And you have to do that 24 hours before you enter the park. And I assume if you do not do that, your reservation will be canceled and be given to someone else. So that's what I'm assuming that is. It seems very reasonable. That's how it's going to work. So I think that's how the pre-visit health screening will work. Next on the list is the touchless temperature screening before you enter. This is very exactly what it is. We saw it with Universal when they opened. They just put up a little non-contact thermometer up to your forehead, and it will detect if you're sick or if you have a temperature or anything. Now, I'm kind of confused about this because during those August months and kind of the end of July, Ohio can get pretty hot. I mean, right now, at the time of recording, it is 81 degrees, so it can get pretty hot in Ohio. Has been raining for the past few days, so it's extremely humid outside. So I wonder if that will mess up the thermometer and a bunch of people will get sent away just because it's hot outside. So I wonder if they'll have you go in kind of like under the entrance and you'll cool down, or you will become less hot and it will be more accurate. So I wonder if that's how they'll be doing that, or if they'll just be using the tents that I saw set up when we went to record my 300 subscriber video. I made a video about that. Go check that out. So I wonder if they'll be just doing them in the tents, or if they'll be doing it actually in the where you scan your pass or ticket. Next up is the requirement for all guests and associates and vendors to wear masks. This just means that every guest that enters the park will have to wear a mask, every worker will have to wear a mask, and every vendor, aka people selling food, will have to wear masks. This doesn't, I don't really care about this one much. I mean, a mask is a mask. I don't really think it affects a lot. But the main thing I'm worried about is, again, going back to the previous concern is, Ohio can get very hot. So wearing a mask and constantly breathing in your own air in Ohio I think we'll have some issues with that, and I think they'll probably lift that restriction probably near the end of July, just because they might have some issues with maybe some guests passing out or some guests feeling a little lightheaded because of how hot it will get and how I've worn these masks and they are pretty hard to breathe in. So I wonder if they'll take that restriction away in the future, because it will just make people hard to breathe. They might have some issues with that. Another question about that is, will they be handing out their own masks? Like, will they be handing out their own disposable masks to guests and associates, or will people have to buy their own? So I hope that's just another thing. Next is the social distancing markers throughout the park and in queue lines. We've seen this with pretty much every park that has already reopened. I'm kind of focusing on Mount Olympus because I saw Coaster Studios vlog there. So I actually got to see the markers on video. And it's just very simple. When the person in front of you moves forward, you'll have to just move 6 feet. I'll probably make queue lines spill out into the midway, which will probably be a problem. I'll probably have Diamondback open the part of its queue line that was really only used the first year it was opened. So that might be a little bit of a problem, but I'm pretty sure it will sort itself out. I doubt anyone will actually follow it very seriously, because again, going back to the Coaster Studios Mount Olympus vlog, they said that no one was really following the social distancing rules, and everything kind of just seemed very chill. So I don't really have any questions about this. Very straightforward. Just 6 feet, just a 6 feet apart in queue lines. My really only question about it is, will I be able to stand in a group? Will I be able to stay in my group, which is just Lackaboo and Coaster Fanboy? Will I just be able to stand with them, or will we all have to stand 6 feet apart? So next, I'm just going to be lumping all these together because they are very short and very straightforward. Limited guest and associate contact. This will probably mean they'll be doing a lot more of what we've seen in a Jukebox Diner, where you just use the screen to order your food, and they'll just bring it and they'll just set it out for you. So probably we'll see more of that, which I like. It's very fast. It's just very easy, very fast to do. Next is additional hand sanitizing stations. This is very straightforward. Those have some hand sanitizer stations that you have to use probably when you get off rides before you get on them. Enhanced cleaning procedures, including deep cleaning and sanitizations of restrooms, dining facilities, and other business areas. This means that they'll probably be wiping down trains after each cycle, and they'll probably be wiping down flat rides and dining areas and just anywhere that has a lot of people touching things at one time. So probably a lot more of that, just cleaning, and the park will probably look a lot nicer and a lot cleaner. Next is capacity management throughout the park. So that probably means that X Base will now, which is now called Area 72, will probably be blocked off, and the park will probably only let a few people in that area at a time, because the new coaster Orion is right there. So that part of the park will be very busy, and it is a very small area. The most packed I've ever seen it was during the Orion announcement. So it's a very small area, and they probably will block that part off and will only let a few people in that area at a time. Now, what do you think of these new restrictions and requirements? Do you have any questions about them? I would like to hear them in the comments. That's all for this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.